Hi, welcome to our Google Hangout. Today we will be talking about some tools that can be used in the classroom. My name is Alexa, and my other colleagues joining me are Allie and Caitlin. First, we'll be talking about ThinkPort. This is a Maryland Public Television education show for pre-K through 12th grade. Both teachers and students can benefit from this source. For high-quality content that will inspire children and help teachers with their learning, Maryland Public Television System and ThinkPort will help. For early childhood, there are hands-on digital learning activities, effective strategies, and methods to place childcare professionals in early learning and after-school programs that have rich resources for young learners. The Maryland Public Television System has developed standards aligned with classroom resources that challenge students into deeper thinking. There's one obstacle that I see that this could face. Student parents and caregivers and after-school caregivers need internet access to these wonderful resources so the students can also watch the TV shows and access the resources. This also creates a problem if the students do not own a TV, then they cannot use this resource as well. A benefit is for students who enjoy watching these TV shows can now have a great way to align activities that will challenge them as well.
That seems like a great way to get students involved in learning outside of school.
Thanks, Allie. Newslet is an innovative way for students to build reading comprehension with nonfiction. They do this through daily news. Each article has 5 different reading levels. Therefore, a whole class could be reading the same article, and the students could be at different reading levels depending on their skill level. There are quizzes for the articles that are Common Core aligned. They test critical thinking and close reading. There are many topics for articles for every student's taste and every teacher's content area. As a teacher, you can assign articles and see who's read the articles, who's passed the quiz, who took notes on the newsletter. Teachers can use this to track students' progress. One obstacle that teachers could face is students not remembering their passwords for students to keep track of their progress when they log in. Another obstacle I see is having access to computers in the schools so that students can continually track their progress. A benefit is that students and teachers can have Common Core aligned reading comprehension with nonfiction activities and can track their progress. I've seen something similar in my placement for this activity with math. It was Common Core based math facts that also tracked students' progress. Students enjoyed using this math activity.
I really like that tool, and I like how it includes 5 different Lexile reading comprehension skills, and I like how it also incorporates Common Core.
Thanks, Caitlin. Electronics is the last tool I'll be talking about today. Electronics is a circuit scribe that writes in a conductive silver ink. This makes creating circuits easy as doodling. These kits contain a lot of accessories that are made in different electronic lessons. Some of these kits are made for students of sizes 10 to 30. The topics in kits cover topics such as current, voltage, conductivity, resistance, and series and parallel, and digital electronics and logic. One object I see is that this becomes an obstacle if the teacher is not trained to teach circuits. This wouldn't be as effective if teachers knew what they were doing. Another obstacle is that these kits tend to be a little bit pricey, so this will be a cost on the schools. A benefit I see is that they were great in technology classes when the teacher is trained to teach this type of material. It'd be truly hands-on.
I've never heard of these pens before. I bet students would really love to experiment with them.
Thanks, Allie. Our next person to speak today is Caitlin.
Hello everyone. Today I would like to discuss a tool which is called Plickers, and this is a simple tool that uses the teacher's smartphone and student answer cards with QR similar block codes on them to take quick answers in the classroom. The teacher would simply just give each student an answer card, and the teacher uses her smartphone to scan them to do instant checks of understanding. But best of all, the data is automatically saved student by student on the Plickers app. And then the teachers can get the answer cards free on the Plickers website and print however many they need for their classroom. On each numbered card, there is a graphic that resembles a QR code. The teacher asks a question and the students turn their cards so that the answer choice is at the top of the graphic. Holding it up for the teacher to scan, the teacher will open the Plickers app and scan the answer cards from the front of the classroom. Since the cards are assigned to specific students by number, the answers show on the teacher's device correctly correlated to the student holding the card. This could be used in multiple choice and true-false questioning. A use in the classroom is that it would be great for an exit ticket to make sure the students understand the certain topic just taught. And this makes it less time consuming because the teacher does not have to pass out worksheets for the exit ticket to be completed. In my placement, I have seen teachers connect clicker devices to the smartboard for students to answer questions. However, now there is another option that teachers can use. I also feel that this would also be useful for pop quizzes in the class for reading comprehension, such as readings they had to read before class to make sure they read. Then the teacher could have the results immediately and could see how well they understood the reading. But however, an obstacle with this app is that the cards come in many different sizes, so the teacher can print for the answer cards. But the larger the size, some students might block other students' cards, and mostly just feasible in a small classroom setting. And another obstacle is that this may have students in the class who have to think about the answer for a bit, and they could feel embarrassed for being the last to put their answer card up. Therefore, it could be anxiety-inducing for students who are a bit slower thinkers, or they might just pick a random answer so they can put theirs up when other people are done.
This is a great way to do an easy formative assessment on what students have learned for that day's lesson.
I agree, and I do think it is a good application to use in the classroom. Another application of tool I would like to talk about in a classroom is Apollo. And this is an app that allows students to follow along on their iPad with what the teacher has displayed on the smartboard. And teachers build lessons with the app so the students can follow. And the app puts the lessons into a single location, and the students can record the teacher during the class and write notes alongside the lessons themselves. The app can connect to Google Drive, Dropbox, and OneDrive, so the teacher can move their materials from any location. Also, it has quiz options, the ability to draw on the assignments, multiple choice, true, false, and even text responses on the app. This app allows the classroom to become fully digital without the need to have big computers on the desks that block the sight to the teachers or with distracting internet browsers. A use for this app in the classroom is that there are movable pins for notes. So a teacher could do an image-based lesson. A teacher could show images in the app on a PowerPoint and have students mark points of the image and write about the choices of the images to help with understanding what the pictures represent. In a placement, I've seen a teacher present a PowerPoint on a projector, but this way students can all access the PowerPoint on their device and follow along, which I feel like would be a plus to the classroom. An obstacle I find, though, within this application is that this app works off students' devices, and not every school will be able to use this app because they do not have iPads or devices for their students. And another obstacle I found is that if the teacher planned a lesson on the app and the Wi-Fi was down, the students could not use the app. So the teacher would not be ready to teach the lesson without the app. Therefore, the teacher needs to make sure they have a backup plan if this were to happen in the classroom.
Most of the classrooms I've been in have iPads, so if this is the case, then the tool will be very easy to incorporate.
I really agree with that. Thank you. And I'm done with discussing my tools today, and the next person to discuss is Allie Post.
Thank you, Caitlin. The first tool I would like to discuss is called Web 2.0. Web 2.0 is a tool that brings new ways to create, collaborate, edit, and share content that you generate online. They pride themselves on ease of use, with no need to download the resources they provide. There are also new creative presentation tools that go beyond basic PowerPoints. You can not only create videos, but also integrate them into the content you create. The site is compatible for mobile phones, making it easy to blog and share media and quizzes on the go. There's also a social networking option, so teachers and students can collaborate and share their work. New links are published every week, and the site helps make technology easier and more accessible to all. One great aspect of this tool is all of the other new tools it will open you up to. Through their many resources, they expand your technological horizons. For example, they recommend new creative presentation tools such as SlideShare, Prezi, and PixViewer instead of just PowerPoint. The mobile option in this tool allows teachers to share their content and quizzes with their students easily. In my placement, my mentor teacher used one of these tools to create and share a quiz on pronouns with her class. She created the quiz, and by sharing it, the students were able to all take the quiz on their iPads and see the results immediately. One obstacle to using this tool is the amount of new technology integrated into every aspect. Each option to improve videos or presentation involves a few different new ways to create. This may be overwhelming to some teachers and could turn them off to the idea of using this technology. This can be overcome by simply taking time to look through the website and all of the tools to see how it can best be utilized.
This would be a great way for teachers to get resources.
I very much agree, Alexa. The next tool that I would like to talk about is called Paperly. This is an online tool that helps you to run a blog or website for a business with little effort on your end. You can create your website, and then the tool will sort through thousands of updates and articles and will automatically post to your site the things that seem appropriate. This would be a great tool to use for a classroom website. When the year gets busy, you can utilize this tool to update your site for you. It can be set to educational tools and resources that will be useful to both parents and other educators who view your site. In our technology class, we have created websites that would be perfect to use as teachers. If we were to set them up with Paperly, we would be able to keep them current and updated throughout the year. One drawback to this tool is the disconnect it creates between the educator and their site. While this is a very valuable tool, once it is set up, you can step back and let it run by itself. This is not very personalized, and you might not like all of the things it chooses to post. The best way to combat this is to make sure that you do not rely too heavily on this tool.
I like how this tool has a variety of topics for students to read from because they would stay interested in the topic, and if students didn't like the topic, they could choose another one. So I like how that tool does this.
Thank you, Caitlin. So do I. So this concludes our Hangout for today. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you learned something.